Welcome to the Texas Coast Virtual Field Trip. Today you are going to take a trip through various places that influence our coast, including the rivers, the beaches, the Back Bay, and various environments on the Texas coast. This trip you will listen to various videos, you will look at some pictures, you will interpret them, and submit your results to the TAs in the geology department. Please do this work on your own. Do not look at other people's results. Do not go online except if you have a question, but do not copy anyone's work. Before going in the field, the geologist gathers their gear they're going to take with them. They will take a field notebook to write down their observations, a hand lens to look at what they collect, because many times the grain size is too small and we need to look and see them under magnification. We also take a grain size card because a sedimentary geologist describes clastic rocks by the grain size. So we need to know if they're very, very fine grained or very coarse grained. And so it's easy to make a visual comparison between what you pick up and the grains shown on the grain size card. To collect sediments, you probably need a shovel or a trowel to dig, because you might not want the top sand. You might want to dig down and get some that's at a lower level. And then you need something to collect it in. Typically, they use plastic bags, shown here. Then also, before you go, you want to check various things like exactly where you're going to go. You can use Google Earth for this. And if you use the street view, even on the beaches, the Google folks have driven and taken views of what the beach is like. And you might want to check the weather, the waves, what the tides are for that day, and then you're set to go. And when you're in the field doing coastal geology, typically you want to look at the area, and then you might want to dig a trench. And the trench you dig is to look at the surface, the structures below the surface. This is often to identify sedimentary structures. And then you might want to collect samples. You might want to collect the beach, and then you might want to collect down low where back through time their sediments were different. And then you can measure using your grain size card the grain size, how it changes in your trench. You might look at sorting, which is whether the grains are all one size or not. You might look at the textures, which are whether or not the grains are rounded. On the grain size card, it shows you angular and sub-rounded and rounded and what that looks like. And then what we call compositional maturity. And this is if the change of the sediment with respect to how much quartz versus other minerals there are. So if it's all quartz, we call it compositionally mature. If it has a lot of other materials, then it's compositionally immature. And this has to do with weathering, and you probably learned about this in your geology class. Now that you've started the virtual field trip, you will have to do 6 different stops. There are probably questions for each one, little videos and images to interpret. For each stop, you click on the image and you will be taken there, and as I say, there's videos, but we also have 360-degree immersive panoramas where you can look at the sky, you can look at the beach where you're standing, you can look behind you and all around. And so pay attention to those details, because these are not in the videos and they show you different features.